Hi, it's Dennis and welcome back to the warm-up Qigong. This is the fourth part of the warm-ups, which we call drumming. Some people call it tapping. Either way works, it means exactly the same thing. So the purpose of tapping is to stimulate the blood flow to key areas of the body. And those key areas of the body are essentially acupuncture points or acupressure points that sit on our meridians or our energy channels. And when we stimulate them, they can open to allow the flow of qi. So a Chinese doctor, if you ever see a true Chinese doctor for some acupuncture, some of you may have experienced this already, after you've been needled for an acupuncture treatment, the chances are they will actually do some cupping or some drumming on you, and they'll tap certain parts of your body with their hands in different ways. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's really fast, and it's usually quite vigorous. And it's exactly what we're doing. I'm just going to be teaching you our own version of drumming, tapping, and stimulating the whole energetic system. So here we go. So standing in Wu Qi, we start off with the head and we'll work our way down the body. Now with the head, we use the fingertips to stimulate the scalp and the brain. So we're just going to tap all over the scalp fairly firmly with your fingertips. There's an old saying in the Qigong world that the reason why women live longer is because they brush their hair more often. And that basically suggests that because they're stimulating the flow of blood to their scalp through brushing their hair, they live longer. So once we've done this, and this will vary sometimes during our classes, but you'll get an essence of the main aspects of what we're doing here. We'll now brush the scalp. Now brushing the scalp is using your fingertips and applying pressure through all of them, don't forget your thumbs, as if you're brushing through your hair. A little tricky for me, and perhaps for some of you watching, but we can just imagine that we have long locks all over your scalp. Perfect, good. In between these massages and these stimulations of the body, sometimes, especially the upper heart ones, your arms can feel a little tired. So have a break in between, shake out through your arms. Now we're going to come to the face. The face is really important with lots and lots of different points on it. So we're going to have one point which is here in between the brows, another point which is the dip in your top lip, another point which is in the dip in your chin underneath your bottom lip. Now we'll stimulate these with a tap. Support your arm just so it doesn't get tired, just means that you can let your arm be, and using 2 or 3 fingers worth of pressure, we'll just tap between your brows. Good, and now bring that tap to the dip in your top lip. And bring the tap to the dip in your chin underneath your bottom lip. Now whilst we're doing all of this, be sure you're standing in Wu Qi. Excellent, good, good. Next points are the brow. So if you just place your index fingers on the inside of your brow and follow the ridge line of the brow about a centimetre in, and then you'll feel this little dip in the actual ridge of the brow. Once you've got the dip either side, we massage, applying a little bit of pressure into that dip, one way and then the other. Now, as we do these massages in class, again, times will vary. This particular class, I'm just going through the actual points on the body that we're going to be using. And then from here, run your fingers right across your brows to your temples. 2 or 3 fingers worth of pressure, and circle, apply massages into your temples. Good, and then from here we go into the bridge of the nose. Again, use whichever fingers that you're comfortable with. I tend to use my middle fingers. Now follow the line of the nose all the way down to the end of your nose where you get your nostrils that meet the face. Then we apply circles into that corner there. This sometimes makes your nose leak. Good. And then from here we apply circles to the dip behind your ears. When we do our circles, work one way and then the other so we have got balance. Excellent, well done. Now we're going to work behind the head. Here we're going to use the pads of your thumbs. So as if you were doing a thumbs up to me, you'll be presenting the pad of your thumb. So applying the thumbs to the base of the skull. Now if you just come, I'll try and turn so you can see what I'm doing. If you just feel your skull and work your way down, and you've got the line of the skull where it meets your neck. Now just towards the center of your skull, just either side of the dip, the occiput here, about 2 centimeters either side of that, there are 2 little nodules, 2 little dips again here. And apply pressure with the pads of your thumbs into those dips. Remain standing in Wu Chi. If you do get tired legs, which is very common, just rock, slosh a little bit, get the flow going. Okay, good. And now from here, we use 2 or 3 fingers worth of pressure to actually go into the occiput now, the dip in the back of your head. So let the head drop forward a little. Excellent, well done. Relax your arms, again remember just to shake them out. Now, using Lao Gong, the center of your palm, on Bai Wei, the crown of your head. So you're just resting the center of your palm on the crown of your head and then the other palm on that hand. Lift your head into your hand and apply the very slightest amount of downward pressure with your hands, very slightest, and circle. Circle over the crown of your head one way and then the other. Excellent, well done. And relax your arms again. Ears. So using your index finger and your thumb like clamps, like pincers, we're going to tug at the ears in all directions. So we start off with the earlobes, just tugging downwards, so you're sort of grabbing them with your pincers and you're tugging at the ears in all directions. So the back of the ears, backwards, top of the ears. All around, stimulating the flow all around your ears. Excellent. Again, just let the blood flow back down through your arms. So now that's the head and face done. We now work our way down through the body. The hand can take on two positions here. It's either a cupped shaped hand, which is, imagine that you want to fill your hand up with some water to be able to drink. That shape you'd have to make with the hand is what we call the cup shaped hand. When we connect the hand to the body, it remains in this cup shape, so we don't use the center of the palm. And you're using the pads of your fingers, the side of your thumb, the heel of your hand and the side of your hand. So it creates this vacuum cup on your body. Okay, that's one hand posture, and we'll do that both. The other is just a loose fist, so no white knuckles, and you just gently turn your hands in, create a loose fist, and you use the inside of your hand to connect with your body. You can change it up whilst you're doing a tap. You can go from a cupped hand to a loose fist. You might find some areas of your body are better suited to different positions of your hands. So we work up and down the arms and we literally tap the body fairly firmly. You want to stimulate it. Not so hard you're going to bruise yourself. Right to your fingertips, up and down your arm. All around your arm. Be meticulous. Try not to miss anywhere. And the other side. All around the arm, again, being meticulous to your fingertips, don't forget your thumb. Good, there your arms done. Now support one arm, it doesn't matter which, and we're going to tap or cup all over the shoulder. And now the other side. Support the arm. You'll hear this is slightly different for me. I just don't want to aggravate the microphone too much. But ordinarily I'll do this firmer. All around the shoulder, supporting the arm. Then we work on the front of the body. The front of the body is a bit like being Tarzan, and you're just going to bounce your hands right across your chest, starting off right at the top. Tapping firmly, and again have a play with this whilst we're just practicing now, to a cupped hand, to a loose fist. See which you prefer. It does something slightly different. So you're working your way all over the front of your torso, working your way down to your belly, being meticulous to get every little part. Good. Now lift one arm, it doesn't matter which. I tend to use a cupped hand for this, and I cup into the armpit. Again, we've mentioned before, a really important area. And up and down the sides of the body. Good. Same the other side. Excellent, well done. Arms down. Last place to tap on the torso is the sternum, using your, doesn't matter which hand, but just gently tapping, not too hard now, but just gently tapping the sternum. This is a really good place to tap to build your immunity. If your immunity is a little tested at the moment, you can just tap the sternum. This just helps to boost immunity. Good. You can do any of these as a standalone as well. So once I've done that, I'm now going to work on the back. Now obviously I can't get to my upper back. I'm not that bendy. If you do have someone at home that can do some cupping or some sort of pummeling, which we call with the loose fists, on your upper back, that's great. If not, we'll just leave it. The rest of our Qigong will open up our back. Here we actually specifically use the fist hand, but we're going to use the back of the hand now. And I bend my knees. I just gently pivot forward a little bit just to open up my lower back, and I gently use the back of my hands to rub circles. And I try and connect to the height of my kidneys if I can. If you can't get there, it doesn't matter, do what you can. Notice that I'm just gently sloshing. Perfect. And now with a cupped hand, again, you can use either of the two hand positions. I tend to use a cupped hand. We're going to tap the buttocks and we're going to go all the way down the back of the legs. Don't rush when we do this. It's quite common that I see a lot of people rushing when they do the legs. I think it's probably because it's a lot harder to go up and down. Then we come up the sides of the legs. Then we go down the front. And then we come up the inside of the legs. Right into the inguinal creases, either side of the pubic bone. And there we have it. So as you can see, that took quite a long time to go through the whole tapping, which is why in my classes, I don't usually do the full Monty drumming and tapping session. I will pick places that we do it. For your own practice, by all means, do the whole sequence, and it's brilliant to do this first thing in the morning. As soon as you get up, do this sequence, waken up the body. Then later on when you come to do your Qigong practice, you would have already opened up and been really nicely prepared. So I hope you enjoyed that introduction to drumming. I look forward to going through the next warm-up with you in the next class. Take care, see you then. Bye-bye.